Say hello to Tropical Storm Ophelia, which just formed as of 2 o'clock p.m. on Friday. This storm will advance up the East Coast this weekend. But who will be affected and when? Let's break it down. Hi guys, I'm John with the New York Metro weather. Today is Friday, September 22nd, and you are looking at newly designated Tropical Storm Ophelia. National Hurricane Center says it became a tropical storm on Friday afternoon, and the system is spinning its way towards the Carolina coast. Most model guidance suggests the storm will move inland later tonight, and the rain and wind from this storm will spread up the East Coast through the weekend. You can already see some of these clouds spreading inland and some rain impacting the Carolinas. So here's the track from the Hurricane Center over the next 24, 36, 48 hours. The storm comes inland as a tropical storm tonight into Saturday morning, and then it weakens into a tropical depression as it moves over the mid-Atlantic states. So a short-lived system, not expecting this to become a big hurricane or anything like that, but the system will move inland and it will bring issues along the entire East Coast. One of those issues that I want to touch on first is the storm surge. So we'll break down the reasons why this is happening, but here's the forecast storm surge. This area in yellow from Surf City, North Carolina up to Chincoteague is exactly where we're looking at the possibility of up to 5 feet of surge in from the coast and up with that water pushing inland as the system strengthens a little bit through this afternoon and evening and pushes along into the Carolina coast. So that onshore flow is going to bring storm surge of 2 to 4 feet, up to 5 feet in some locations in this yellow region. Now, surrounding it in the blue area is a 1 to 3 foot storm surge forecast. That goes from Manasquan Inlet in New Jersey down through Delaware Bay, and then also south of Surf City, North Carolina to about the South Santee River in South Carolina. So the surge from this storm will actually spread out and impact a large majority of the East Coast. That's what we've been hinting at for the last couple of days, is that even though this is a relatively weak tropical system, the storm surge and the impacts are going to be fairly widespread. So again, this yellow area is where the most substantial surge is expected, and the blue area is still impacts from this storm system this weekend. Let's break it down. Let's look at the timing of this, right? So here's the weather models. They've done a good job of simulating this storm and simulating the strengthening over the next couple of hours. They pinned down when it would become a tropical storm. So here comes the forecast through this evening. Now, this is the NAM model, so it's just one weather model, but we're using this as an illustration. And you can clearly see it shows this system picking up in intensity and the rain moving in to parts of the North Carolina coast, inland a bit in Virginia, parts of Maryland and Delaware shores. This is valid at 7 p.m. on Friday. Now, if we roll this forward even further, here's 12 a.m. Saturday morning, so very late Friday night. Very heavy rain now pushing into parts of Virginia, affecting most of the mid-Atlantic states, and rain pushing up into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. And that continues into the overnight and early morning hours of Saturday. The system is well inland by 9 a.m. Saturday, but your rain has spread way north now, impacting a large majority of the mid-Atlantic and the east. And it lingers around for a lot of Saturday. This is instability, tropical moisture pushing up, and so a large majority of the East Coast is in for a rough day on Saturday. So that rain will push northward and eastward. Saturday looks like a washout in a large majority of the mid-Atlantic states and even into parts of New England. The heavy stuff stays just south of New England for most of the day, but we do get rain in there Saturday afternoon. Even beyond that, Saturday into Sunday, this remnant low here, the remnants of the tropical system shifts back into the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast on Sunday with more showers and storms possible. So it's going to be an unsettled period of time. Obviously, with rainfall like this, you are looking at the potential for flooding. Here's the forecast from the latest European model, rolling this forward, taking it all the way through Sunday evening and Monday morning. A pretty widespread area of over 1 to 2 inches of rain, locally higher amounts, mainly along the area shores. You see the New Jersey shore here with areas over 3 inches. Same thing here down to Maryland and Delaware coast and into the Carolinas and Virginia, 3 to 4 inches of rain, locally 5 inches in some areas. Very impactful, and localized flooding will be possible as a result of that rainfall. So we've got the rainfall covered. If you live in a flood-prone area, have a plan in case that you do get very heavy rain and localized flooding, especially along the coast. Now let's talk about the winds. We've broken this down a couple times over the last few days, but I want to just talk about it one more time. There's a reason why this system is a little bit more impactful than most. There was so much hype and so much nonsense on here with Lee and all the crazy, landfall in New Jersey stuff that didn't happen. This system kind of leans a little bit in the other direction, where it's only a tropical storm and it's going to make landfall very quickly, but it is going to impact a large majority of the coast. And so I think discussing the reasons why is important. And the main reason why this storm is more impactful is that even though it's just a tropical storm and it's not even a deep low pressure, we have a very strong high to the north, these oranges and reds. Air flows clockwise around high pressure. So on the south side of a high pressure, here's your airflow in this kind of circle here, and your air is coming this way in towards the coast. And air flows counterclockwise around low pressures. So your air is flowing this way around this blue area, and it's pushing in this way towards the coast. So just north of this tropical storm, you have air just funneling in towards the coast because of not only this low pressure, but it's even further exacerbated by the strong high to the north, also funneling air in. So it's kind of the combination of the two that is just pushing all this air in towards the coast, which leads to concerns for coastal flooding and storm surge with this system, as well as some beach erosion as a result of this storm over the next couple of days. Here's the wind forecast. I want to pull up the latest European model to take a look, and here's the simulation that it has right now as of this afternoon, doing a good job simulating this storm. And here comes your wind. So you'll see the difference here between this and your classic tropical storm. Your tropical impacts are here along the Carolinas, but look how far northward the winds are funneling in towards the coast. That's all because of that high pressure. This is valid at 2 a.m. on Saturday, so you're looking at a very strong onshore flow in the coastal regions of Maryland and Delaware. And as you get into Saturday morning and afternoon, it really ramps up in parts of New Jersey, as well as on Long Island and parts of Connecticut. But New Jersey, a focus for it, was several hours of this easterly fetch just pummeling the coast with those stronger winds and that onshore flow leading to the storm surge potential there as well. And so it's that pressure gradient, the gradient between that high up here in New England and the low down here in the mid-Atlantic, that really enhances that. And that continues through Saturday with the possibility of some beach erosion and flooding from this system. So we've got the hazards covered, right? We know there's some risk for storm surge. We covered that. We know there's some risk for heavy rain. We also talked about the coastal flooding, and we talked about the beach erosion potential. If you're inland from the coast with this storm on Saturday, it's really not going to seem any different than a big nor'easter. And what we're going to experience is heavy rain and gusty winds and the potential for localized flooding. It's going to be a really crappy day on Saturday. If you have plans outdoors on Saturday through most of the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast states, they'll probably be disrupted by this storm. You'll probably have travel delays to deal with. These storms can be tough on airline carriers, especially with the strong winds pushing in towards the coast. So make sure you check with your carrier on Saturday if you're flying in and out of the Northeast United States. Most of us will just have a crappy day and a washout to deal with. But if you're on the coast, definitely make a little bit of extra preparation for this system, especially given what we know about this onshore flow, right? If you're along the coast of Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey, we're going to have onshore flow with winds gusting over 30 to 40 miles an hour. You're going to have the potential for some coastal flooding, heavy rainfall, and obviously that storm surge as well through Saturday afternoon as this system evolves towards the area. We do expect it to linger into Sunday. We talked about that. Here comes that second wave lingering into Sunday, and most models suggest that it will slowly get out of here on Monday as the system begins to degrade a bit and move out of the area. But an unsettled stretch coming up. Obviously, we'll be here tracking this with you as Ophelia moves inland over the next couple of hours. Again, for most of us, this is going to be a heavy rain event with some wind. But if you're on the coast, make a couple extra preparations and stay tuned to the forecast because we will have an impactful event here over the next 24 to 48 hours as this storm shifts up the East Coast. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have questions about your local area or some of the details of the meteorology, just leave them right here in the comments. I'll be happy to help and chat with you guys through tonight. We will be back with an update. We'll be tracking the storm all weekend long. Thanks for watching, guys.